You are listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank, your partner in possible.
I want you all to go back to the days in late April 2017. And the ninth pick of the 2017 NFL draft is hit. And all of a sudden, the Kansas City Chiefs show up on the clock with the 10th pick in the draft. But wow, the Chiefs are trading up to eventually acquire Patrick Mahomes. John Ross is putting on a Bengals cap and walking to the stage to celebrate a momentous occasion in his NFL career. Well, now another momentous occasion in his NFL career has occurred as John Ross, the former ninth pick right before Patrick Mahomes, has signed a futures contract with the Kansas City Chiefs for the 2023 season. Matthew Lane, what was your draft take on John Ross at the time? If you can go back to 2007, where did you have John Ross? What did you think of John Ross? Obviously, the speed was very apparent as he lit the combine on fire.
I mean, you really want to know this? You really going to make me say this about a now futures chief?
I want to know what round you had him evaluated in, because look, obviously things have not gone well from a ninth pick perspective, but I would like to know where you.
Not surprising. Well, not in the first round. I mean, I don't know exactly which round I would have had him in there. I watched him. I wasn't particularly high on John Ross. I thought he did one thing well. And I thought even the slightest breeze knocked him off of that one thing that he did well. And as soon as you took him out of the Pac-12 versus all that space and everything that you get to play with in that conference, then it was going to go poorly. And this is one of the times where, it seems like I may have been semi-correct in my thoughts there. The speed still shows up on the NFL field. Like when you watch him in the NFL, he's still really darn fast. It's just when you don't have play strength, and I think he suffers from something that other track fast players, but not football fast players suffer from. They don't just naturally understand space and how to run away from people while maintaining that speed. That's him. I think when he has to change directions to avoid people, he has to lower his eye level. He has to change his entire body. And I think that shows up. So I don't think he plays as fast as he actually is. And that's kind of carried over from college. Like I was always a day two John Ross kind of guy. And even then it was based purely on just how fast he is. And so I was surprised when he went as high as he did, even though it was kind of telling that the NFL was going to overdraft him.
I mean, 4.22 speed is teams just go gaga for it. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you run that fast, teams are going to try and figure it out. And that's what the Bengals tried to do. Obviously didn't work out. A lot of injuries so far in his NFL career. Most recently played with the Giants in 2021. Was just completely out of the NFL this past year. We can say that now the regular season is over. Completely out of the NFL. So you're not getting a guy that, was maybe just injured and was rehabbing or, just wasn't in the right situation. Like the NFL told you this past season, hey, we don't think that he should be on a roster this year. So it also makes perfect sense coming back to the reason why this move is made. He is fast. You have that trump card. You have that ability to get vertical. We've seen the Chiefs this year have lacked a little bit of that verticality out of their offense. They're certainly adding it as of late, but you want a guy that can maybe take the top off the defense a little bit more. You maybe don't have McCole Hardman next year, Justin Watson next year, MVS next year. Buy low on John Ross, a super fast guy for nothing. He's a reserved futures guy. So if it doesn't work out, if you don't even make it through, this offseason, if he gets hurt yet again, when you're doing OTAs or something like that, it's no sweat. Didn't cost you anything. You've just got to get a guy in the building that can work with Patrick Mahomes a little bit more. See if they can get along. See if that's something that Patrick wants as well for nothing. But I don't have high expectations for this move because he's only played in 37 of 81 games in his NFL career. I'm not including this past year in that, by the way. It's not like him being out of the NFL this past year is included in that. 37 of 81, just can't stay healthy, struggled to stay healthy in college. Just one of those guys that's snake bitten a little bit. And so I don't have high expectations, but at the same time, you didn't give up anything for him. So he makes sense to have in the building.
His career yards per catch is 15.4 yards per catch. That's a lot.
It's massive. Yeah.
That's a lot for an NFL receiver. His last year, 2021 with the New York Giants, 20.4 yards per reception in a limited capacity. I think the Chiefs' logic here is, hey, he's got a trump card, like Craig said, and Andy Reid is the best at exploiting a player's trump cards. So, I think that's what they're probably looking at here is a vertical stretch guy that can really challenge down the field, and pairing him with the quarterback that is best equipped to potentially do that. That's why I think they're taking the flyer on the former number 9 pick in the NFL draft. John Ross has been signed to a reserve futures contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. Went 1 pick before Patrick Mahomes, and now he'll be catching passes, at least this offseason, from Patrick Mahomes.